I want to explain to you how the unconscious and the superconscious mind are working. For an example, I'll say things like the self-help teachers and the gurus and the teachers of conscious thinking, the masters, those kind of things. They don't necessarily have anything bad that they're doing. I mean, I can dive into the mind of 10-year-old Bob Proctor, 20-year-old Bob Proctor, 30-year-old, 40-year-old, 50-year-old, all the way up to today. Now, the difference is when somebody's sitting here right next to you and you're diving into their mind or empathizing with them and feeling their feelings in front of them, a lot of people can feel a little goofy or feel just some odd thing when you're thinking about what they're thinking about, especially when you're spot on. Then they can feel it. Now, let's just use that. If you had somebody that you knew could tell what you were thinking, you'd have this odd feeling with them around. Maybe odd, maybe secure, depending on how much you trust the person. Now, if you don't trust one of these gurus or whatever by the way they look, by the way they appear, then you're already going to be leery, or what we say, skeptic. Let's say and I'm just going to say Eric Ho, that I can dive inside his mind and see that he had and has good intentions for people, but he still has a leftover worldview that says, if I am worthy of stuff, I should have these things showing for it. I should have trips and all kinds of people around me, and I should have all this kind of recognition, and I should have all this kind of business factor, and I should have all this kind of promoting what we call, quote unquote, good things. Well, those good things keep money rolling. They keep people competing. They keep people feeling that they need to do something to qualify. Now, we need inner drive to make you feel like you're going to qualify. We don't need outer drive. The outer drive is there to give us a boost, give us a push, give us a little encouragement. But when people latch on to that one guru or latch on to that one self-help teacher, they become a little piece of them. So the universal mind and the conscious mind are working right now because some people have the ability to take in the combined average thought of the whole, of what people are thinking. That's the subconscious mind, just the worldly subconscious mind. Everybody is thinking something at one time, everybody. So you can hop into that. You take the details of what you're looking for, of who you're looking for, of where their situations may be, and where their life has led them, the experiences they've had. And the more you know about those, the more you can go deeper into the thoughts they'd be having and the senses they would be developing. Now, the superconscious mind is everyone on this planet is thinking something at one time. Every item, every plant, every air molecule, every microscopic thing is doing, acting, and therefore thinking, what we don't consider thinking, something at the same time. That is the universal, ultra, superconscious mind, because that contains every planet, every bit of space dust, every being or alien on a separate planet, and the combined thoughts of everything and everyone on it. That becomes the superconscious mind. That also includes the invisible, the thought realms, the dimensions of frequency, the dimensions of form and light. That superconscious mind holds all that. Now, when you go into your mind and you start thinking of, I wonder what color I should have this thing. I wonder what name I'm going to name my child. I wonder what business name I'm going to give this little establishment we've come up with. That comes from usually the superconscious mind. But you would think that it comes from just the conscious mind because you think of things that you've already had. But if you use the superconscious mind, you get a word or a title or a phrase that adds up throughout space and time. And most people, they don't come from their even conscious mind. They don't come from even their superconscious mind. They just come from their thinking mind. And the great thing is, since all things on a cosmic level are part of the superconscious mind, and most people don't know that they are their name and their patterns, that you can use math to see where they were thinking of, why they thought of it, how they thought of it, what time they thought of it, and what they were doing when they thought of it. You can easily do that. But then, say if I was around Bob Proctor and I was saying, well, I know how you felt when you were 30 years old when this day came up and this guy was there and he said this and you felt this way and you were like, I got to do something for myself. I can actually understand exactly how he felt better than he did. Because I'm there and I've gone through it so many times, I can analyze it with like in-depth thought. All he's doing is remembering how he felt this time in life when that occasion passed and he was angry instead of, or felt drive, felt motivation. I felt this. I'm like, I felt all of it. And I acted on each of them. And each of them had a different outcome. And I'll tell you which one was best. It wasn't following Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich and going to grow rich and think that that is a good thing to teach people. That's the wrong thing to teach people to strive after. Definitely the wrong thing. It doesn't mean that Bob Proctor isn't a great, wonderful man, because he is. And he does have good intentions. But if he keeps money as that intention, it'll never go any further. Never. It can't. It can't go any further. You can't develop when you have a leash. And our leash, my friends, is called money. It is called fake value. It is called universal status. It is called the popularity vote. It is called the majority. It is called the right and left wing. It is called separation. And we can't allow it to happen if we expect to move forward. Now, I use Bob Proctor because I think he's great. I mean, Vishen Lakhiani, I mention him all the time. Tony Robbins, him too. They're great people. But when they're capitalizing and getting money and recognition and shows and travel dates for it, that turns them into a rock star, a celebrity superstar, who, even if they still have their good intentions, they're enjoying their celebrity rock starness, and they're not, they say they are, but they're not bringing themselves back to the conscious state like they think they are. They're bringing themselves back to a state of comfortable state and moving forward from there. Every once in a while, they have a bad thought about what they're doing because what they're doing still feels so wrong, because it is. But other times, they don't feel that way because they're making a good life for themselves and they're trying to make a good life for other people who will apply themselves to what they say is the way to do it. And the other people who aren't doing it that way, hey, I'm trying to help them, but they're not wanting to be part of the what I'm trying to bring thing. Maybe they don't want to be part of money. That's the big issue. We all need to drop that. The secret is money is garbage. The secret is people are easily manipulated, and the secret is people will find something, grab a hold of it, think it's good, get used to it, and spread that around and teach it to everybody thinking it's the right thing to do. But the biggest secret of all is that you are the only one here. And you make the choices. Those other people are like variables in your spiritual math problem that say, is this right for you or is this wrong for you? And now if you look at it and say, you as in everything in the world outside your eyes, and you start looking at that as you really start changing the way you look at things. You'll see that money is no more important than the living things. In fact, it's way less. Money was once a more living thing, and we've turned it into a less living thing to fake value upon each other. Now, that is the secret. So if people really don't like that and get angry about it, I have nothing against those gurus. I just wish they would teach love, not teach money searching. That's all I'm going to say for now.